Welcome to the Conspiracy Outpost, consisting of four friends who drink too much beer, smoke too much weed, and talk about conspiracies. I'm your host, Casey.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Joseph.
I'm Matt.
Alrighty, and what is everyone sipping on?
Well, me and Matt got 211s, and then we have a bottle of Bushmills. And I got a cigar
Nice.
that I'm drinking.
The only way to do cigars.
Well, yeah, it's leftovers. You know when you leftover it and you just put it in a can of soda and you forget about it and you just drink the whole soda.
Have you ever did that with somebody's like ashtray?
Oh, I've
in beer?
accidentally fucking done
It's
that.
a half and half.
Dude, it's so gross.
Joseph, what are you drinking?
It's straight shit.
Sour melon for Loco, King Cobra,
Classy.
and a thing of whiskey bourbon that says it was crafted with bourbon by 1792.
And that's
And-
culture.
As I was saying before, it's the perfect probing concoction. Wake up with a hickey on my left side, and
I don't know if you know this, but both you and Matt drink like the most white trash beers.
We do.
Think that they are.
well, we leave
That's
Hey,
what
we
I said. I was
leave
like,
Pabst
that's
Blue
not like
Ribbon
a
out of it 'cause we
outside
classy.
special, man.
Classy.
I'm over here. I'm drinking, fancy Bud Light. Nothing too crazy.
it's not even Bud Light Platinum, so don't even brag.
But I am smoking on some marijuana.
Okay, and now on to Roswell. What you got, Casey?
All right. So the year was 1947. The
God damn.
it was at Foster Ranch just outside of Roswell, New Mexico. Sometime before June 14, 1947, a crash occurred on Foster Ranch. Local rancher Mac Brazel goes down to the crash site to collect some of the debris. He then takes what he collected to local sheriff George Wilcox, who then contacts Colonel Butch Blanchard of the U.S. Air Force at the nearby military base at Roswell Army Airfield. Little fun fact about the airfield: it was home to the 509th Bombardment Group, which deployed the atomic bombs at the end of World War II. And what were you gonna say, Matthew?
Was that one group that the Foo Fighters took their name? Like, were they called the Foo Fighters, or am I thinking of a different fucking bombing group?
I don't know.
Okay.
They call themselves
I
Foo
think-
Fighters after Fufas. They were
I think
Fufa
the
fighters.
Foo Fighters were probably someone else. These are the people that dropped the bombs on.
Nagasaki and
Yeah.
Hiroshima?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I always say Hiroshima. I almost said Hiroshima instead of Hiroshima.
I don't know how it's said. I've heard it both ways.
It's
I think it's
everything-
Hiroshima.
Yeah.
I think the
sorry.
way that you guys were saying it was correct. I always want to say Hiroshima because it
That's
sounds
how
like
I
a
used-
redneck. Yeah, that's how I used to say it too. But every
Yeah.
time I watch
It
any
was
documentary
heroic.
thing, they're always like Hiroshima.
Yeah.
No, dude, that shit's. I mean, like kamikaze fucking pilot. It's so fucking grimy. Like you see like stories of the surviving ones, and it's just like they're pressured into it because the whole like
Yeah.
honor thing, and it's so like grimy. But
Yeah.
But anyways, that's
In-
not anything to do with
Yeah.
this topic.
Sorry, Casey. Go ahead and continue.
So Colonel Blanchard then alerts his superior General Roger W.
Hogan.
Ramey of the U.S. Air Force, and
Sorry.
orders Major Jesse Marcel, intelligence officer of the 509th, to go to the crash site and collect the materials. Now, let me see.
If I remember correctly, it was actually. Or are you going to continue? Or can I say something about the materials?
Yeah, go ahead.
If I remember correctly from what I read and heard, the initial findings said that it was pieces of rubber, sticks, and some kind of heavyweight paper
Who was
and
the
tinfoil, right?
I was gonna say I heard a thing. Somebody, I'm terrible at remembering shit, but the dude
Oh,
went to
fuck,
go
I-
show his son in the middle of the night and said this would be the only time you'd see this, and it was like tinfoil, he said, or something weird, or aluminum.
Yeah, he
Like
said it was
something
rubber
aluminum?
strips
It was
and
aluminum
foil
foil
and rather
sticks.
tough paper and sticks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it like looked like a something light, like whatever he said. But his dad came in the middle of the night and said it was the only time you'll ever see this or something.
Oh,
It
that's
seems
not the
like
first time
yeah,
he
I
came
know what
that night
you're talking
either.
about. It was
it seems like
And then
modern
he-
technology, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
and
Though?
then that's how he impressed his son and coerced him
Not really.
in the incestual sex.
Say what you said again.
I think it sounds like modern technology, though, with kind of that stuff. That's something that, say, I would say if you were like a extraterrestrial and you're stranded on Earth and you're trying to leave Earth, and
You're gonna
you would come up,
MacGyver the shit out of it,
yeah, you would MacGyver stuff. So what if it was
trying to get
that?
the
What if
fuck out.
what if it
And
was
that's
an
why they
extraterrestrial escaping and then using modern, just modern equipment,
Yeah, to
just
try
modern
to
or the yeah,
Well, in
trying to get the
They try
fuck
to
out.
escape.
That's how they
in
skipped like a
multiple-
fucking rock.
in multiple reports they said it was a saucer, but some people said it was a balloon, and then we'll probably talk
Okay,
about
so
it later. But like what it came out in the '90s, what they said it was. But like as far as it goes, like tinfoil, rubber, paper, that sounds like some. It kinda
MacGyver.
does sound like a balloon. Like
Yeah.
what kind of fucking spaceship's made out of fucking sticks?
so
I mean, I definitely think there might have been something there, but I think that might have been.
It could have been like a
be
MacGyver
like, hey,
situation if you're thinking about it that way, and that's
everybody's
why he
seen these-
fucking skipped like a
yeah.
rock.
Well, the way I think about it is like everybody's seeing these saucers. We gotta fucking do something. So they
Oh.
think fucking Russia's invading or some shit, and then they're just like, throw some sticks and tinfoil out there. Say it's
Yeah,
an
Or
alien,
that-
but it's not.
it
Or
could
do
be it could be like a facade, and it could be just some kind of ploy, or if they physically seen things of that, maybe it was actually something. If it was unexplainable technology and material, that's the best way they could describe it, because that's what it looks like to the human eye.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's why I'm glad we're
possibly.
doing this one first, because this conspiracy theory, yes, it's been like certain things have been debunked, certain things have happened, blah 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 blah. But there's so many conspiracies that spring off of this conspiracy.
It's the father.
Yes, and
You
it's
guys,
like.
what it really is Tim Burton's great ancestor fucking with claymation. Like that's what it is. It's his
That was
first
the,
movies.
that was, yeah.
so
They were sick. They were way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
so Justin Marcel gets out there, right? This guy,
Yeah.
he's an expert. He's an intelligence
Intelligence
officer.
officer for the Air Force,
I don't mean
right?
to cut
Yeah.
you off. Is he the one that had the secret weird journal thing?
Yes, that's this guy too. But
Yeah.
let me,
Okay.
we can get to that
Sorry.
later. But so
Shit,
so
you
this
guys wanna
guy,
edit
he,
that
he was an
part out?
expert in all aircrafts. Basically, he was he was an intelligence officer, so he was an expert in all metals made on every aircraft, basically
Yeah.
known to man. He was an expert in it. So he goes out, he goes and checks out the stuff, and then he reports back to Colonel Blanchard in the morning, or reports back to him, and then in the morning, Colonel Blanchard issues sends Officer Walter Holt out to issue a press release saying they believe they have a flying saucer in their possession.
Yeah. And then that actually went to the papers. Like it says flying saucer in the papers if I'm
Yeah.
correct. I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
Yeah,
So-
they legit said flying saucers. What was the
Yeah.
other names? They had a couple different names, but then they said they debunked it like the next day
Yeah.
or something
I
crazy.
believe they were also like reports of what is it, fucking dish caddies, or like it looked like a bunch of dish caddies or something like that, right? Or
I believe the
What's
movie's
up?
called Caddyshack, and it has
What's a dish caddy? I don't know what that is.
or it's like a fucking kitchen sink type thing, or washer boards or something like that. I think they have to do with fucking dishes. I don't know. There was a report that it looked like a bunch of fucking dish things. I think I don't know, but that could be flying saucers. I don't know.
they could have said flying discs or something. Or
I
is
mean,
that what
I'm
you're-
going off of stuff that I've heard and read and stuff like that a while ago.
Yeah. So after the press release is released, soon after the Roswell Daily Record's front page ran the headline: Roswell Army Airfield captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. That same day, the Air Force changes their story. General Ramey orders the crash remains to be taken to him in Fort Worth, Texas, for his own personal inspection. Had him shipped to Fort Worth, Texas, for his own personal inspection. He and his staff concluded that it was a weather balloon and a new press release needed to be released with the correction.
Dude.
So,
Yeah.
and then
Although, like-
and then that famous photo was taken in Ramy's office with Marcel holding like part of the balloon up, like
Yeah.
here it is.
Here's the
Figures.
balloon. Did you guys watch that footage of them sending the dummy up and all that stuff?
Yeah, we'll get to that soon after.
Oh, okay.
So let me
I-
finish. I got a couple more points for the official timeline, and then
Well, I hope you give him to Gryffindor.
so the next day, July 9th, Roswell Daily Records runs another article with the headline "Harassed Rancher Who Located the Saucer Story He Told About It." Oh wait, hold on. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I think I
Okay,
remember
so
that. He's like,
harassed
sorry, I even
rancher
fucking
who
said
located
anything. This is-
yeah saucers.
Yeah.
Sorry he told about it.
Yeah, he's like, I know what I saw, but like, I'm sorry for ever fucking getting involved because this sucks. I'm in the middle of all this bullshit now. This is essentially what happened.
And
I just
then
want to raise pigs and fuck my sheep. That's all I wanted to do out here, and y'all are just interrupting everything.
General Ramy.
Zod. Sorry.
Yeah.
Neil. Sorry.
Anyway,
Sorry.
General Roger
Hogan.
Ramy,
Sorry.
his weather balloon. It was corroborated by key witnesses, and then everybody forgets about it until the year 1978 when Stanton Friedman, UFO researcher, comes into play. Friedman,
Awesome.
he was
Well, Hold on.
he-
Let's put a pin there and get to that later.
okay.
We now got the initial facts. Let's talk about the initial facts.
Well, this
this-
is what well, yeah. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Let's
Put
do that,
put like
'cause-
a mark on your paper or whatever you have so you know where to get back to.
yeah, I got
That'll
it.
be our next subject.
This is because everything dies off with that. So this next part that I was going to talk about is what
Yeah.
got it popular again.
Well,
Yeah, it got popular and revitalized it because it kind of debunked the debunk for a while until the 90s. Correct?
I don't
man,
know years,
the
but
90s is
Yeah.
by far the sexiest time period.
Yeah, no.
That's what I say. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Free
Slap
Chris
on
Rock slap.
Chris.
And no,
Anyways, so
I
what
really
do you guys
appreciate.
think about Roswell? Do you believe?
Well, I really like loved Casey. All the tributes to Colonel Mustard there. No, I'm just kidding. What was the name?
The colonel's name?
Yeah, Blanchard.
Colonel, well, we had a couple. So there was Colonel Blanchard. He was the one who sent.
My favorite Golden Girl.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna like, dude, by far the sexiest Golden Girl.
So it was Colonel Blanchard, and then there's General Ramey. I think it's
Sam
Ramey.
Raimi.
Raimi Martins.
R-A-M-Y.
Sam
Yeah.
Raimi, Ted Raimi.
General Roger.
No, I was just gonna say how weird it is that they the whole private search thing. I forget which one of those
Yeah.
army men you were talking about there
So
that had the like. I mean, for
Oh,
sure.
when he had the pieces collected and then taken to his private office in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
seems
was-
a
that
little
was
weird.
General
Weird.
Raimi.
Word.
That
weird.
was the one who
Yeah.
that's
Well,
the
he
one who
was-
shut everything down and said that
Ah,
it was a
yeah.
weapon.
I got
Okay,
a
so he-
question, Casey. Since you're kind of the expert, or the expert out of us at least, how does this tie into like Area 51? Because I thought it
No, no.
did.
He's got a PhD in this shit.
So
yeah,
so
that's why I said the expert out of us.
Yeah,
I forgot the. I guess it'd just be the Roswell Air.
pretty hard
I
date.
guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it wasn't
But
said that they like one of the
supposedly they
conspiracies
took-
is that they recovered a body.
Yeah, they took some bodies, but they didn't take it to Area 51. They recovered the bodies and they took them into a hangar into the autopsy in the
Hangar 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, hangar 18. I think it was. Yeah.
Fucking A.
Wait,
Hangar
was that
18.
the? Or I might be mixing this up with something, but there was like a fucking video footage thing that they debunked because they actually found the guy that did the special effects shit for it,
Yeah.
and I don't remember if it said Fox. I don't think.
Oh,
Fox
it was
is around.
so. Yeah, so that was Alien Autopsy, and
I saw that.
what's it called?
I say it was like
So the video that was
debunked because they actually found the guys that did the special effects for it and everything.
So the guy who sold the video, he said so he gave them a copy, like a reenactment basically of the actual video that he says he claims that he has. So he says he still has the actual autopsy video, but what he showed everybody else was a very good reenactment.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
he's
sure he
a
still
dog.
has the costume from the very real one too,
And the porn parody he
back to
made
my-
for OnlyFans.
with Kim K.
Joseph,
With
back to my
Kim K.
original question, like, what do you actually believe on this? Because you kind of skewed off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard with me because it's like sometimes I think about it and then I try to like look into like time travel shit and I couldn't find anything. But I heard there's a book about it. But I mean, don't quote me on that because I'm
For
not
Roswell?
sure. Yeah, I like that. I heard somebody was saying that somebody wrote a book that it was actually future versions of like future humans traveling back in time and something, and there's a book about it. But it could just been some dumbass online just spewing off shit. But that's an interesting story, like, or just like an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Of
I
fucking,
actually haven't heard the time travel thing about it. Although, like,
there was no details to it
motherfucker-
at
if a
all. They just
motherfucker
said
made-
read the book, but I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah, okay.
100%
if a
the book
motherfucker
is
made
real.
a time machine out of fucking rubber, paper, and tinfoil and sticks, good for him, man.
It's literally like Rick and Morty. That's like
Yeah.
Rick.
Dude,
Guys,
Some bubble gum.
we gotta get rid of these goddamn
Some
doodads.
bubble gum,
Everybody,
a toilet paper roll, and some sticks, and last year's fireworks with a freezy sickle.
We're gonna all
Here you
get
go.
naked, get into a pile, and start having sex with each other.
January
Everyone's getting in
January
the future.
Okay, so
Ooh,
January-
man.
January 20th, 2020, are the aliens us, UFOs may be piloted by time-traveling humans, book argues. So it might not have been Roswell.
Do you believe the time travel?
No, but it's
or-
just an interesting, like, concept.
okay. Well,
I think
what do you think of the actual like possibility of the aliens? Do you believe it or not? Because you said you were.
I
skeptic, but
don't
you didn't
believe... I don't know...
elaborate.
Yeah, I don't know... what...
I second the skeptic.
I don't okay, so I don't completely disagree with it. Like I believe there's aliens because it's with
Yeah,
the fact
naturally.
that there's like unlimited fucking like possibilities. Anything
Yeah.
is possible. Like you
Oh,
can't
yeah, for
put
sure.
one thing down. Like I talked to like a religious person about fucking multiverse shit, and then they're just like, it's like you really believe there's like infinite reality? It's like, well, you believe there's a
Why the
God
fuck
who
not?
created everything for no fucking reason whatsoever.
Well, like.
And-
take-
I
Because
mean,
he's
it's like-
horny
it-
and
Stephen
bored.
Hawking was still religious.
It's bored as fuck.
You know,
yeah,
to each
I'm
their
just
own,
saying-
but yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Have
I'm
an
not
open
bashing.
mind.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
bashing any type of religious thing because, like, again, it's like I don't know what I believe 100% with anything. I'm just saying it's like
I think
is
that's
something
like most
so
people our age, dude.
yeah. If is aliens so like such a far fetched idea like compared to
I
like
mean-
religion itself? The fact that somebody
I don't-
else could have been made somewhere
Yeah.
else.
I don't
Even,
think
like-
it's far fetched at all. We're still finding fucking creatures on Earth.
But what
like,
I
in the
do find it
depths, you know?
hard to believe is that like aliens are just crashing fucking everywhere all the fucking time, and people
Yeah,
are just seeing
no.
them slipping all the time. Unless we are literally like a drive-through movie theater
Yeah,
for
I
aliens
doubt
to get
that,
drunk
yeah.
in our fucking atmosphere and just watch us do
mean-
dumb shit all day long. It's like these motherfuckers are still fucking fighting over what tone their skin is. This is so fucking stupid. And they're
Yeah.
laughing and shit because it's okay to
I-
make
I-
racial
I can
jokes where they're
I
from.
can def-
And they get
yeah.
drunk and crash into our planet.
I could definitely believe that, like, certain crashes, yeah, probably aliens, might be aliens, might not be, I don't know, but, like, majority? Probably not, because, like, I've driven all over California, and I've only broken down a handful of times, and I didn't leave parts of my
And
car.
I was never raped.
I was never raped, especially by
Yeah,
my uncle.
once.
Especially by my uncle. A lot of people keep asking me that.
I was face down, ass up on my hood, and nothing.
Dude. Okay.
So, Casey, go
sorry.
ahead, Joseph.
This was off topic, but that SNL fucking thing where Michael Che and the other guy, they wrote jokes for the other
Oh, and he
person.
has him try to say
Oh,
the N-word?
yeah, like hella funny shit.
Jost or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he read
but-
it, and he just looks at him like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it's hella funny. But the thing he says about he has Michael Che say the priest thing, where he's like,
Oh, yeah.
they really had their like something back something. It's like which they usually their thing is face down, ass up, and I laugh
Yeah.
so fucking hard. The fucking whole priest thing, molesting people.
Yeah. So,
Oh, man.
Casey,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on Roswell?
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
you
aliens,
gave us the
100%.
wonderful intro that you did, but yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I want to hear what your thoughts are instead of just the summary.
Definitely aliens,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Bold man.
Yep. Fucking heard it. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if it was.
Fucking-
I think
first,
they've
but
been
it's
hearing
like,
it since it happened.
Yeah. It was definitely last, and who's coming first or who's coming last? Who wins? I don't
Dude,
know.
that town, they're fucking. Oh man, Roswell. They make bank.
It's
Everything
a
in
money
that
grab
town
for
is.
sure.
Yeah, it is
Tourist
like
trap
alien
for
this, alien
aliens, yeah.
that.
I mean,
I
look
was
at
watching-
Paul.
Yeah,
That's
like
all the shit in
they
that.
were like
There was a
they're
whole road trip in
Well,
that
Paul
movie.
Rudd, yeah, he's for
They
sure
don't
an
even-
alien.
No,
Yeah.
fucking Paul, bro.
I know, I know.
oh
I
yeah,
know.
in Roswell, like they don't care if you have citizenship or not, dude. They're just like, come on down, we need more of them. It's their moneymaker.
Damn, sombrero wearing aliens.
Go
Oh,
Almost
ahead.
an-
It's a saucer hat.
No, fucking
Wear that funny saucer hat you did.
dude. Like they don't even, and it seems like because I was watching a thing, it seems like they're just like, "Hey, have you ever seen whatever?" And it's like, "What here? No." Like it just seems like an annoying question. They probably get asked daily. Like as
That's your fault. If you want to live in a fucking town where it's a tourist trap, where
But if you're
Fuck,
raised there and you're just like trapped there,
well then you better learn to play basketball or fucking start selling drugs. Get out of there. All good. I was just saying, it's definitely aliens. How do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think? Oh, that crash happened, and then all of a sudden we have this big ass technological boom right afterwards. Fuck.
Well, what they say is the Cold War brought on a
China.
competitiveness.
Yeah.
Because the Cold War started like right around that time, 2 years after World War, right?
yeah, Japan's been sending PlayStations.
Yeah, that's it. That's
It is 2 years after the World War, and that's when the Cold War started because Russia was moving into fucking Poland and Berlin and shit, taking up just all the stuff that was left. And then we were hesitant to use nukes because of what we had already used them. And we're like, well, what if other people have them? And that started the Cold War, and it started at that time. Correct?
Yeah, it was all around the same shit because like what I was
Yeah.
reading.
But I
Because
think
it was tying into
could-
people thinking it was like Russian,
Yeah.
like whatever,
I
and they
could-
were trying to cover it up.
I can believe that it was just pure competitiveness, but
Oh my god,
that is like what they said. But you continue on your aliens.
well, I could tell you with this Stanton Freeman interviewed Jesse Marcel, the guy who went and did the original collection of the materials and reports
Yes.
back to Homeboy. This is a direct quote from him. In a separate interview, a quote with Major Jesse Marcel about the crash, about the material at the crash. This is exactly what he said. It felt like nothing in your hands. It wasn't anything. It wasn't any thicker than the foil out of a pack of cigarettes.
She's
But-
lying.
But the thing about it that got me is that you couldn't even bend it. You couldn't even dent it. Even a sledgehammer
And you're still not
would
pleased.
bounce off of it.
dude, sounds like the classic ex looking for revenge. Okay,
I'm sorry, but while you were talking about what
Dude.
Matt said, and then like couldn't even bend it. Oh fuck! I'm
So what
sorry,
was-
Casey.
what
I'm
was-
so sorry.
it was just like a type of metal. It felt like you're.
It was
Well-
definitely some kind of at least metal
So-
or hardwood.
Here,
And it's-
here, let me finish.
It was definitely
Well, so
hardwood.
basically,
the
when
whole
they're
quote.
describing material, because basically it's like a piece of paper, right? A piece of paper is a fine piece of technology. It looks flat as shit. It's really light. You can throw it anywhere you want to. If you were to draw it, it would just look like flat. If you take a microscope to a piece of paper, you see all these ridges, all these surfaces are so rough, all these like fine hairs sticking off of it from the wood kind of thing. And that is just sloppy modern technology. But you look at out of this world technology, something beyond us. It's actually they can they have the technology to actually
Make
make
it smooth.
something smoother. Yeah, they can
Yeah.
bend metal smoother.
Well,
It's
yeah.
aerodynamics.
Well, yeah, like-
If you zoom in on a plane, if you fucking take a microscope to a plane, you can keep going. It's like looking at a picture and it's smooth to the eye, but how far do you have to zoom in until you start seeing pixels? And so basically, alien technology to fucking curve the aerodynamics kind of shit to make it like the best of the best. You just fucking the farther you can zoom in, and the more the less it looks like pixels.
Creativity.
Just like a knife, a straight edge knife is actually serrated just microscopically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The farther you can zoom in, and the less pixelated it is, the more finer the technology, and the more aerodynamics. And so
no matter
that's how
what-
you can. If it's something you can't do with the tool, then that's something no one has. So there's that.
The bounds of like creativity is like endless with shit. Like, yeah, no matter. Okay, god damn, dude, this thing's hit me hard. So it's like it's not hard to fucking like, it's hard to like perceive it, but it's not at the same time. Like, you know, it's possible. Your mind just can't like wrap it around it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what, like creatures that can see colors we can't see. Like, you try to think of what those
fucking-
colors could be, but you
What
don't.
is that? That one
you can
fucking
picture
crayfish
it.
thing? Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
women.
but it's like
women
the same
see
thing
more
with like
colors
those.
than men do.
Yeah. But Casey, go ahead and finish your thought. Sorry for interrupting you.
So after he says a sledgehammer would bounce off it, he says, "I knew I had never seen anything like it before." He then goes on to say,
so if a sledgehammer bounces off it, do you know how big it was? Like, was it like an anvil or was it like a sheet? Because like if a sledgehammer bounces off a
he said
sheet,
he
that's
can-
pretty impressive.
That's super
some of the
impressive.
some of the people said like when you picked it up, they said you can like ball up this metal and you can ball it up in your hand.
So-
like nothing was in
So
your
it's like
hand.
tinfoil, but
As soon as you let go, the metal would go back to its original shape.
so it's almost. So is it kind of like a metal, but it's also like a Newtonian fluid when it's being the opposite of Newtonian fluid? So it's like when it's not being.
I don't
Hold
know
on.
what a Newtonian fluid
Okay,
is.
so a Newtonian fluid is it's a fluid like when you mix cornstarch with water. It's a fluid that when you mess with it, it actually becomes solid.
Oh, okay.
But when you're not messing with it, it's a liquid. So if you with a non-Newtonian fluid, if you hit it with something, if you apply shock, it will actually be a solid.
So energy, when energy
makes
is
it a solid. It
transferred into
compresses.
it,
Yeah,
it
compresses
actually.
into a solid. But if you move slowly, it'll actually be a liquid.
Mhm.
And I think quicksand is kind of the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's perfect.
So
example of
this
quicksand.
metal, do you think it was some kind of non-Newtonian fluid, but not a fluid, but like a non-Newtonian solid? Like it's solid, but more solid when it's not being fucked with? Is that what you're describing, or
It's a short. How do you say his name? Schrodinger.
Schrodinger?
Shody.
Yeah, that guy.
Shody.
So it's like when it's being observed, it's solid, but when it's not being observed, it's like hard as rock. But when it's being observed, it's
shy.
slightly more malleable.
Which is shy.
Something.
So, yeah, okay.
That's called an amateur porn star.
And okay, so do you have any more on that, Casey?
Yeah. So then he goes on to say it was not anything from this earth. It was not
Oh.
anything from this earth. I'm quite sure of. Being an intelligence officer, I was familiar with just about all materials used in aircraft and/or air travel, and this was nothing like that. It could have not been.
Did he give an example of what it was like, or no?
That's what he was saying earlier. He said,
He just has no idea.
well, he was says it was he said it felt like you had nothing in your hand. It wasn't any thicker than the foil out of a pack of cigarettes. He said, but the thing that got me is you couldn't even bend it. You couldn't dent it. A sledgehammer would bounce off of it.
Oh,
I think it's just a thin piece.
What if that was like? So this could have been alien, but what if that was the first instance of like fucking titanium?
so
See,
basically,
or like
yeah.
carbide or something.
What he's describing is it's like
He was
it's
a
like
high-ranking intelligence officer who would have to know every kind of
Yeah, well,
metal out there.
it's like
as a skeptic, it could have been like there's an Air Force base right there. They could have been fucking with titanium or carbide. Continue, Matt. Sorry.
Well, I was saying it's pretty much the whole thing. And when you go into detail, is like you look at like everything seems solid to you, but you zoom in and then you start seeing the fine hairs of it. It's like a pixel picture, or sorry, it's like a picture. You zoom in 3 times, you see pixels. A finer picture, you have to zoom in 20 times in order to see the pixels of it, and you know the break it, the Minecraft like shit. And so basically, that's how their metal welding is. It's out of this world technology in the sense that it's so strong because everything's knitted together. Because it's pretty much like it's the whole, you know, like a rope or like a bundle of sticks scenario kind of thing. Is if things are interweaved, close enough, it's stronger, and so you don't really have any abrasions in it, like, you know, kind of thing. It's like it was all welded together, very closely knitted. Micro technology, beyond, you know, our reasoning, or like shit down to like the wait, what?
I was gonna say, can we just like argue the fact is like, what if all these motherfuckers are just lying, like corroborated their stories together? Like, we want fame, guys. Like, we want to be on those front
Phonies.
papers too.
But yeah, I think yeah. Anyway, I guess we're gonna call it break real quick. Okay, back from a break. Anyway, continuing where we left off. So we're talking about like welding down to like the, like, also, you know, possibly like a quantum level kind of thing.
Welding on the subatomic level.
There we go.
I
Shit,
just
super deep, super thin line, super, and with that kind of structure, you know, you
That's what that metal was just so well done that it was like manufacturally pure.
exactly.
Way to say it, on the subatomic level.
And
Like,
that's
as if like someone had pulled a fucking sword like 50 million times.
exactly. It's something that there's no ridges, nothing. It's like you could probably tell the difference because you could zoom into it with fucking. It depends on how far you can zoom into it until you can see the imperfections, kind of thing. How you can see the rigids or anything that's unpure, kind of thing, in that sense.
This certain piece of, he said it was like a cigarette pack foil, right, Casey?
Yeah.
It was no thicker than
No thicker.
pack of cigarette pack foil.
Okay, so like this essentially tinfoil like substance, but it's super strong and a hammer bounces off of it. I would probably agree with you on that. That like it would have to be super.
It's like a
pure and hardened metal.
like a really hard rope, you know.
Ain't messing with no noodle here, no.
Oh, hey, these aliens are Italian. They know what
It's just
noodles
like-
are about.
But you know, like, okay, so like with religious stuff, it's like I seen Jesus, like, yeah, me too. And it's like, yeah, he had like a thorn,
Wait,
whatever, and
dude.
yeah, Jesus got me too.
God fucked him, I guess, but.
But I mean, like
Judas kissed him.
every single like religious thing, someone's like, I seen Jesus, he talked to me, or like I seen Jesus, he walked on water. It's like, yeah, me too. And then they explain a detail, and the next person explains the same details,
but
and it
dude,
goes whatever.
You know who else said they talked to fucking Jesus? The fucking Night Stalker.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, just like arguing on the other side. It's like everybody could just be like taking the same story they heard and then hopping onto it and adding
like
an
the
extra detail to
like
it.
the telephone game.
Yeah, like everybody wants their name in the fucking thing. It's like, yeah, I was there too, and then my ass got touched. No, really? It's like, no, not really, but no, that part didn't happen. But yeah, all the other stuff you said did. Except for I felt like
If you
a
listen to me, I
liquid-
got probed.
I'm not saying that it's not whatever. I'm just saying like just the whole word to mouth thing.
Yeah.
Without
So
any
you
actual
think that
because
the
there's
whole
no
metal thing that could have been exaggerated.
It's
it
like this.
possibly could have. It's like somebody could have said the story,
Is that what
and
you
then
think?
everybody
Okay,
kind of just like crop. Oh my god!
This is how it is. You had someone that was spewing about a bunch of bullshit, like, oh, these lasers, and they're taking over, and they're controlling us all, and all kinds of things. Everyone's like, who's that guy in the corner? Oh, that guy in the street of Second and Fourth. He's just crazy. Don't listen to him. I was raped. I was probed. Word. Oh shit!
So
Get this
Well,
guy
because
a
look
warm
at-
blanket. Put him in a motel room, and we need to hear his
Well,
story.
same
This
reason
guy's
you
a
got-
victim.
You
He's
say
a victim
reason
now.
you- people out in the fucking like desert, and they're just like, dude, this is 100% alien pee. Yeah, same here. I got the same fucking pee. Like whatever. It's like, yeah, these motherfuckers are Kelly'd me up in space, bro.
that's metal though. So Joseph, you believe that the whole the mythology of this foil that was hard enough to bounce a sledgehammer, you think that's just telephone game?
I'm not saying 100%. I'm just saying anything's possible. I mean,
It's possible. Well,
it's
well,
no
what do
different
you
than
think?
people saying they see Jesus
Yeah,
in their
yeah.
dreams or fucking.
But what's your
Or
opinion on it?
I honestly don't know. Because, like, I mean, part of me could believe that it could be, and like they covered up. But
Yeah.
then part of me also, it's like, why cover it up, and why cover it up for this long, and then like other shit,
Well,
just like
The
especially
reason,
nowadays where it's
yeah,
like,
the
dude,
reason to
shut
cover
those
it up is like,
aliens.
bro, we got this dope ass new metal. We got to figure out how to make it. Don't tell anybody
But then
about
why
it.
would it take this
in
long
case the
to do it?
Russians
Because
get it? You know.
I feel like
They
humans,
covered
like the
it
way their
up.
brains,
It's just in the height of the fucking Cold War,
And
Joseph.
the way that like human brains work, like we can, if something's laid out in front of us, we can figure that shit out
Also-
fucking fast.
Also,
like,
bro,
Here, let me
you
lay
gotta
something
think
down.
like, bro, we just found this new metal that is extremely tough, but also extremely thin.
oh,
How much fucking
No,
money
dude,
we're gonna
unless,
make?
you-
off
unless
this?
iPhones are secretly made of the material.
Check
And
it
that's
out. Check it
and
out.
then the only
Really
people that
lasts
can
a
fucking
thin
do it
layer.
is little kids in Chinese like sweatshops,
well,
and they're just like the only ones that can do it because they're okay. This almost went
well,
off.
so like I did read this article recently, and it was actually made by well, it was pretty legit. They actually took a microscope to the tinfoil, and it had a little Snap-on brand on it, and so it's like, okay, we know,
made
we
in
know.
made in China.
No, it wasn't made. No,
Here, guys.
it was U.S. It was pretty good.
Check this out. Check this
Some
out.
good brand. They're like, God damn, these
Go
guys
ahead,
are great.
Casey.
It said FUBU on it.
I said go ahead, Casey, not Joseph. No, I'm
Sorry. Dude, the material from the future. It was the future of the FUBU company, and it got launched back in time, and it said FUBU on it.
Sweet Breaker Mendel. It's a walnut. No, okay, so in 1947 there was an unusual amount of UFO sightings, or anyway, in the last 6 months there was 300 claims alone.
Oh,
So
holy shit.
so check this out. Check this out. So say there was all these UFOs flying around, and the U.S. government just happens to catch one, and
Yeah.
it's not the one that crashed in the desert. So we caught one, and we were trying to figure out how the fuck to fly it, and then we crashed it, and then that's why, like,
Dude,
that's why our people were like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's a UFO,
I
and
honestly
there's
just,
bodies, and then
And I would buy that, but I don't
Yeah.
buy this
But
amount
check
of
it out,
years
check it
for it
out.
not to be reverse engineered.
but
I
how do we
honestly
know it's
have oh, go ahead, Casey.
But like so we crashed it into the desert, and
Yeah. Shoot that motherfucker
obviously
down.
the lower level people aren't gonna know about it. So like, oh fuck, dude, we got a UFO. Let's get the
Yeah.
motherfucker, get the goddamn news out here. So they get the news out there, and then the guy, oh fucking General Homeboy
Zod.
Rammy or whatever his
I
name
was about to say that.
is, General Rammy. He was like, oh, these fucking idiots. He's like, God damn it, now I gotta go fix this shit. And so he goes, he's like,
And
yeah,
I get that it's in a time of paranoia, so I get that.
fucking weather balloon. And then he's like, we can't let people know that we got this fucking
Yeah,
alien
and then they
spaceship.
took those videos of his sex doll being launched up and then like showing whatever. It's like, where'd you get this doll at such short notice? He's like,
Yeah.
I'm always prepared. Wipe off my vanilla yogurt off of its mouth.
Yeah.
So what if the
Oh my
Roswell
God.
crash was an extraterrestrial? It was their
Darn it.
ship, but it was our people who did it.
Yeah. I got a question
Yeah.
for all of you guys. What do you think is do you think there's a reason that many sightings happen then? Because I have a theory.
I
but
think
wanna
it's
hear you
fucking.
guys's.
I think it's weird in the sense that it's like, you get all these sightings back then where it's like not completely visible. And now that we have the clearest fucking technology that you can have, like you could take a picture of the fucking moon clear as day and like nobody fucking gets.
But this
It's
is
not
seems
as
like
popular
Because
within
now.
everybody
the
wasn't looking
atmosphere
down
that
at their
they're talking
fucking
about,
phones
like-
back then.
Yeah, this is within the atmosphere that they're talking about. So it's like this is just blind, blind eye.
Yeah, just that like modern day, it's like, how come nobody sees this shit now? It's like now they know that we're
Do
too
you- do you ha-
advanced,
do you
so
have
they
a,
can't like gradually.
Do you have a
float up
reason
there.
why you think there was so many sightings, Matt?
I do. So I don't believe it's aliens in that sense because if you have well, you don't have this technology to be visible when you fly light years away. You just don't. That's just pilgrim
Yeah.
technology.
They would be
So-
looking at us in the past.
Exactly.
Yeah, just
And
like,
then,
yeah.
so no point. Also, you'd use machines to do it. There'd
But
be
say
no
they're
flesh
not-
or nothing in there.
What if they're not searching for us? They're just
But-
going through space
No, it passed. But
and they just find us.
possibly, but I think the reason for millions of sightings, and so if we go back to, if we think of it as possibly interdimensional beings or or even just like a vacation in the past of human
I mean,
beings,
Like, say we found a planet that was a grace planet, which we have,
yeah,
and we sent a thing to it. Say they did that. They're just like, oh, this planet is like, this is just starting.
yeah, but you wouldn't need a
And then they
flat,
get here
you
and
wouldn't
they
need
see,
a
you know, how
body to
fuck-
go there.
Yeah, but like they get there like
Machines,
thousands.
like
Yeah,
cameras.
They
I-
look at it like when a fish is just coming on the land. You know?
Yeah,
And
true,
then
true.
they're just
So, like,
hey, this
more
thing has
modern-
life.
I don't.
And then they send something
Well,
out. And then
Are you,
there's like
are you saying like
people,
more
and
I don't-
modern moon rovers, like flying moon rovers that get
I-
sent back in time, kind of thing?
well,
Well, no. Well, I would
No,
say
not-
even
not time
aliens.
travel.
I wouldn't even think.
Well, no, not
aliens
time
would-
travel in that sense, but like the fact that it has to travel that far, that it's
So, I
it'd
don't
probably
think.
be like Interstellar.
I don't
Go
think
ahead.
aliens would ever visit us in that sense, just because
Oh, I
we're
don't-
not worth its time. And if
Yeah.
you have the technology to fly light years away, you have the technology to cultivate a planet, terraform it, and
Yeah,
if you
that's-
don't, and
I'm not saying that they're that advanced to where
Yeah.
they got to us. I'm saying what happened was they're like, oh, they're at the point where we are at now, pretty much, where they're like, oh,
and
there's a possibility of life here. Let's send a probe.
possibly, but
Let's
their
send
probe.
something who's willing to give up their entire life and the life
Oh.
of their kids to do it, like Interstellar. It's their grandkids on that fucking ship.
Well,
They
yeah,
don't know anything, and they crash that fucking ship.
I don't. But I think there's better ways to go about it.
Oh yeah, there probably is, but it's
and
like, it'd be the kind of shit that we would do. Why wouldn't
Mm,
someone
well,
else do
not
that?
necessarily.
Just
I
for
mean,
curiosity.
It's hard to say
I mean,
what we would do
I mean,
now.
like,
Yes, what
we've sent people
Well,
to the
hey,
moon. Why the fuck would we do
but
that?
because
Well,
we don't have
Yeah.
any, we don't have, like it's. I
Well,
think it's something we would
you
do
gotta
that we
play-
do now,
yeah, you
but
gotta
not
play,
something we do.
Imagine a-
Yes, you'd have to
like,
play in
ob-
human.
observing our planet, be like, hey, there's fucking dinosaurs.
You'd have to
There's
play in
life
human.
here. We haven't seen life anywhere else. Let's send a probe to possibly
It's-
do this. Maybe possibly not even knowing that they're looking at 10,000 million years in the past, whatever. And they send it, and then there's like,
It's-
whoa, there's fucking bipedal, thoughtful people. Thoughtful things
Bisexual
here.
people here. Let's bounce. No,
Now, yeah.
So you also have to look like
But
that's
you-
what I was saying about perception with stuff, because it's like we couldn't compare to like how they are, because human nature, if we had the opportunity to look at another planet, chances are we'd do the things we do to that planet the
We-
same way we do to ours. We
But
would
we understand
invade
the way
it.
that time
we would
travels.
try to
so, like,
whatever,
if we
and
were to
we'd
send
eventually
something
conquer
there,
it.
We would know that it would possibly be completely gone already.
Realistically,
Yeah.
I don't think aliens would ever physically put their body on the Earth. I don't think they would even put anything physically that you could even see on Earth, because there's no point in that. If you can visually do it, why do it, kind of thing. If you can already have the
Yeah,
vision of it, you can already have the experience without physically leaving a
pos-
mark.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My thought is like they weren't looking for us. They were just traveling, seeing what the fuck is out
But
there.
I don't think they
Some
would
kind
travel
of
that
probe.
way and then
But the
accidentally.
fact that
I
they
don't
built
think an
something
accident
was
would be
weird
that
unless they were
large.
doing it on
Or
purpose.
what if no civilization ever makes it to that point of technology? Like they always just
Well,
they
true.
always their civilization
sign
always
their
crumbles underneath it. Like
That
there's
would be more realistic, but it'd be still
yeah,
depressing.
because like
Yeah,
how our
That's a
civilization
theory.
is, like it
um,
just seems like it crumbles before, like it seems like we're crumbling before we can even make those type of
Yeah.
advances.
Okay.
Like what if most civilizations do? And,
Yeah.
and what if most they got the curiosity, but again, like I don't know, unless it's their first fucking
Yeah.
models and all their models just keep fucking crashing. But then I don't know.
Was it like the Fermi paradox or something?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't think that Roswell, if anything, was anything any life forms outside of our solar system, because of we would have heard about them,
Just
and
the
then
unlikeliness.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just super unlikely. I do think if there's any chance of it, it would either
There
be
is a chance of life, but it's just unlikely that it.
unlikely they
Yeah.
would visit us, and they would be pointless, because what is there to learn in something similar
Something
but different?
Yeah.
You could also could
it's like-
simulate that. You could
Why would you accidentally learn about just happen upon a
That's
race
advanced.
of
Yeah.
an
Well-
intelligent race, and you're just like,
well-
we're not going to learn anything about them. We're
we-
just
Well,
going to leave
especially
them
at that-
alone."
especially at
That's not
that
true,
time
though.
period,
We
dude.
study animals. We
Yeah,
study
but, like,
animals constantly.
at that point in time, like just seemed like the most ignorant. Like I don't know. Like if you get into like the bigotry
It'd
and
be
everything, like our
irresponsible not
planet
to
seemed
study
like
it, you know?
like if I was an alien and I was flying past their fucking like planet around that fucking
I'd check
timeline,
it
I was
out.
like, my god, dude, these people are fucking hateful
If I
as
was an
hell.
alien flying past somewhere, I'd check it out.
Oh, I'd bounce out. It's
God,
like
Yeah.
No, like
It's like
Except
a-
for
it's like
if
a
you could already
suburban-
simulate
Hey,
that.
it's like a suburban white.
Not if,
it's like
not
a,
if you could simulate.
Hey,
Not if you
it's
could
like a
simulate it.
suburban white person being in some place that's slightly urban and they lock their doors. Like that's
This-
what I
Yeah,
feel
but
like.
it's like,
Like
you guys think of these as like the way I think of aliens, like the ones that would come out, the scientists, they would study us like animals.
I think
Just
what
like we
well,
study animals.
I think the way we study
Yeah,
animals
that's
and
true,
majority of
and the
people that
curiosity
haven't
thing.
that majority of people and the way we study animals
we
is
have
all over
why-
self-projection.
Well, and-
Self-projection.
and
It's fine to
that's what I
study
was saying,
something
like-
within your solar system, which be the same equivalent to studying something within your Earth. That's
yeah.
fine. But if you have the technology to understand the makeup and ingredients of Earth, why would you even study it physically when you could create a VR and understand it from there? At
Yeah.
the same time, you can create your own simulation of Earth. If you understand the ingredients of Earth, you could
Okay, so I'm
But
gonna go on Star Wars
if-
for a second. So like, if that's
Star Wars-
the way their technology
Well,
advanced,
guys, like,
Star Wars is.
I don't.
It's
Star
all
Wars
about
is a modern
perception.
projection. It's all modern projection.
and it's all perceiving
of-
through
of
human
futuristic-
nature.
it's sci-fi.
Not all civilizations are going to be human nature out there in the entire whatever.
Yeah.
Like we
But-
think a certain way. Let's say somebody
Why-
from a different whatever, like they might not have the curiosity that human beings have.
We are looking at technology all wrong when we do sci-fi, because we're looking at modern projection and we're looking at what if Toyota was 100 million years in the future. Would they still make cars on Earth? No, they would not. They wouldn't even be around because a spaceship would buy them out. Things other than that would buy them out. We're looking at we use modern sci-fi. We use modern projection to the future. So we take swords and we make it better. But swords only go so far. Lightsabers are obsolete. Obviously, if there's someone you're trying to capture on a planet, rather than using a lightsaber, you can take their DNA that you've encountered them once, or even look at them visually. You might be able to create some kind of technology that could take their DNA and just disable them, and then use AI to grab them and pick them up. We're using too much
Nano-
modern projection
whatever.
when we're talking about sci-fi,
Yeah.
and I think when it comes to aliens,
And it
aliens
bases
would it
everything off
physically
our
or
culture.
even
Well, Star Wars
yeah.
the most.
that's
Japanese culture.
What I'm trying to say
American
is-
culture. Like
yeah,
it's all based
beyond
off of
Star
our
Wars-
culture. It's nothing
okay.
outside of something that's already been done. Just
what I'm
future.
what I'm
like,
trying
whatever.
to say is that there's
I don't believe aliens would have the same nature as
presence,
us. I honestly don't. I think
or
they
what we
think more
perceive as
logically, not
presence would never
instinctively.
exist.
Hold on, Joe.
Exactly. What we
Sorry.
perceive as presence
It's all
would
good.
never exist because if you have the technology to fly light years away, you'd have the technology to be invisible no matter what. It'd be impossible for your presence, and it does no duty to you or
Yeah.
your civilizations of presence. The only reason why we study animals because they're here. That's like us going to Jupiter because it's here. We don't have the technology to go anywhere else, and it would just be pointless to our species to even go to another planet and learn culture of another alien civilization if we already have the technology to drive light years away. We already have the technology to build our own planet. We understand the ingredients to build an Earth, and we understand how it progresses.
Yeah.
We understand how it progresses, so we already know the cultures and anything that would even
That's what
cultivate.
you're assuming is that their technology progressed the same way I do, and that's an argument that's actually in Star Wars. Is that the way their technology progressed was kind of opposite from ours. That's why they have flying ships, but not other things.
But
Yeah,
we
but
have.
what they
it's
did
so-
in Star Wars.
Progress-
Hey, in
progress
Star Wars.
differently.
yeah, but you could
What
still
Star
see
Wars
modern
did predict-
projection in it.
Hey, what
Huh?
Star Wars didn't
You
predict
could still
is
see
that-
modern projection in it.
Yeah. It's
What-
sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Star
But
Wars-
it's like, what if their technology progressed in a different way? What if they mastered a thing that we have not mastered, and they built off of that?
Yeah,
instead of what we
but
built off?
that's also
That-
a thing
that
too.
is
Is
true.
like
That's what I'm
I don't
thinking.
think.
Maybe they conquered light speed, but like we have the internet.
But I
You know
don't.
what I mean?
I don't like. Well,
Yeah, I know.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see a point to traveling light years across to understand something that you could have built yourself.
If they did it on
Um,
purpose, they could have just been like, "What's out there?"
If they had the
But
human, if
why?
they had
But how?
curiosity like humans,
You can't be
they
intelligent
would.
and. Well, I don't understand how they could be so intelligent
Yeah,
and be so
that's true.
blind.
Well, because they would have to.
found a certain technology that led
Ask any
to this, and they're just
politician.
like, Let's fucking send someone.
Yeah,
You don't know.
politicians
I don't
aren't
think-
smart. They're just there.
You have to look also.
They just
It's like
exist.
maybe
Corruption all
look
over.
humans are super curious. Like we're like filled with curiosity. Maybe like a different like a whole different like race of like people wouldn't have that same curiosity, or maybe they act more on like other things. Maybe not instinct. I don't know. Like humans, we always talk about gut instincts and like gut feelings.
I just don't see. When it comes to, I'm more
I'm not
willing to
ruling
believe.
it out. I'm not ruling it out. I'm
Yeah,
just saying there's a lot of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no, it'd be. I don't mean to like. I don't know if you're ruling it out, but I don't mean to be mean. But it'd be kind of stupid to rule it out because you never know. There's always the possibility.
Yo,
There's
yeah,
possibility of
100%.
everything.
Yeah,
There's possibility someone's gonna
100%.
You have to
That's
look at all
best-
angles. Any possibilities of what if
Slap the
this, what
shit
if
out of
that.
Yeah.
I
I
would
just-
love, like 100%. I would love to be. That would be the case. That it was like aliens, whatever. But
yeah.
I like to look at like anything. My brain would be like, but what if this happened? What if that happens? Like I have to look at all those options.
I kind of look at it like it possibly could be because it's just
My money would be more on a couple things. I mean,
different experiments.
well, just either experiments or
Dude.
interdimensional beings, or what
Okay.
if, or
Well,
what
that's
if
Jeffrey's
people
ass.
traveled back to the point.
Multiverse of fucking like a different Earth version
Okay,
of just people.
yeah,
fucking
or you
showing
could
up.
say, how often do we see UFOs in the sky right now? I know you see, but what?
Dude, that's what
if,
I was saying.
Or,
How often
or
do you see them in the sky now when we can
Vac-
clearly view anything
Yeah,
we want to?
a vacation
Like, when
into the
Google
past.
Earth, when Google
Joseph,
Earth picks up
I have a theory
everything.
on this, but I'm gonna get to it
a
after I get
vacation
the
into the past. These are the timelines. These are the timelines you're allowed to visit because cameras weren't invented. Go here freely, do whatever the
Matthew,
fuck
that's
you
still
want.
the future, and
And
I know
so-
you got that from that. And
No,
now we can't.
I never watched
I'm
one
just-
fucking Phil of
I'm
Future.
just like,
But-
yes, you did, motherfucker. You watch every episode because he was preaching it. I'm just kidding, but
and people teeter the lines, or what if some politics in the future, like, you're infringing on our rights. So a couple people went away and is now coming to visit us now, where people have cameras and they're taking pictures of these
I need
people.
to wait for Joseph to come back because it's like so now that Joseph's gone, he's a piece of hold on.
Do it. But yeah, I mean, a couple things. I don't think it's an extraterrestrial from out of this, because I think it's pointless. I
Well,
honestly think it
What do
doesn't
you
do
think
any
of that
good
theory
for
that I
them.
posed? Like, what if their technology just travels differently?
You
It's-
could
it's
travel
different.
differently,
Like,
but
they reached a certain point before we did. We have internet; they have light speed.
but look at
Decide to use that light speed
But
to just go.
think-
It's like we
so
drop fucking shit into the ocean.
cultures.
Down,
But think about this. Almost most cultures on the planet have guns or ships or cars.
First things ever made:
Most.
alcohol, weapons, medicine.
Yeah. Okay. Look at the Earth and then apply the Earth to a galaxy and then apply it
I'm back.
to sorry,
now that
Earth to a
Joseph's
solar
gone,
system to a
fuck that
galaxy.
dude.
Yeah. And so at some
I'm-
point
Joseph, love ya.
they should all have powerful technology. Yeah, there's people that lead countries or culture or whatever with prowess, military prowess, and there's some that lead in just like inspiring arts and intelligence
Yeah.
and all kind of like, oh, this is a good fucking city to go. They're not the strongest country in the world, but I'm gonna go there because the people are happy there. Like, but all in all, they still have the basics technology. And what's the basis of technology? So maybe there is a shitty civilization out there that fucking found some kind of warp drive and they crashed into our planet accidentally. And now it's like, oh, I don't know what the fuck this is. But it's like,
I mean, we fuck up shit when we're doing
I think-
probes into the
yeah,
ocean or
I think
space.
super unlikely though. I think
It's
it,
super unlikely, but it is still likely.
yeah,
One
you
in a
know,
million, but
in
there's
all
still that one.
skepticism, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a chance. There's a chance.
With that, I love what you just said, because it opened up a great fucking conversation. But with that, I want to know what Casey thinks why there were so many sightings, because he's the believer out of us.
Yeah, what if it was?
Like,
What if
you,
it was?
you and Joseph are major skeptics, and I'm kind of just
Yeah.
Joseph's kind of torn. You're like a major skeptic on this,
Yeah.
correct?
Oh, definitely.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm,
and then,
I'm
like,
like a
I'm-
fucking.
I feel like
fucking
I'm
like
just
a
like
hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite in the sense
Yeah.
of like everything, like
I-
anything that I believe, I'm torn between it. Like I can't make my mind up with anything.
I
It's
feel
like I fight to be
yeah.
calm. Like I'm just like everything
feel
about me
like
is just fucking
if,
always
if we had a
bouncing.
spectrum of belief, it'd be Casey at the
Tinfoil
top,
hat.
like the most. He believes the most and
Casey
then it'd
wears a
be
tinfoil hat on
me,
his
then
dickhead.
Joseph, then Matt. Correct?
Casey, wait, yeah, Casey, true. This is true, right? You wear tinfoil foreskin on your dickhead.
Fact.
That's that alien smegma you're gonna be getting.
That's
Gotta make blue
magma.
out of something.
Yeah, no, but yeah, Casey, sorry.
So the reason why I think there was so many UFO sightings in that area at that time was because we were fucking around with atomic shit, and they saw that. They're like, oh shit, we got to go down there and do something about that. These motherfuckers are about to blow each other up.
Yeah, they're
But
supposed to be
but in
blowing
the
each
fact that
other
like
off.
they're studying us already, you know, they're well, because I already said we're basically them. So
Actually, that's a good theory.
Honestly, I was thinking the exact same thing. Like if aliens were to visit us, I think it was because we just blew up like one half of the Earth
yeah, they were
with
just
with
they were just like,
Hiroshima and
oh,
Nagasaki, and they were just like, "What the fuck is that? Let's go check this shit out."
They're
Let's
like-
let's say that Roswell, like the whole Roswell thing, like they were trying to cover up because they thought it was like Russian people, and like it's actually aliens, and they crash and they go there. It's like what the fuck? And they see a bunch of aliens, like typical aliens in there. It's like, yep, bunch of Russians in this fucking this
But, yeah.
futuristic aircraft. Get rid of these motherfuckers.
So that's what I was thinking the whole time. Is like when I was like, I have a theory, and that was my theory: is that like they saw Nagasaki and Hiroshima from a distance. It was like, oh fuck, what is this?
Better check that
and
out.
they came and checked it out.
Well, I mean, if that's the theory, if that's like whatever, and they're curious like that, then here soon, when
Yeah.
because Russia's already threatening about hey U.S. stop sending fucking aid to
well-
fucking whatever, and we
Well,
start
that's
firing off
modern
bombs.
times right now.
Well, I'm just saying it's like somebody's gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" And then we're gonna start seeing shit pop up again in the sky.
So,
Yeah.
so this is
God damn it, dude! The fireworks. That's their 4th of July. Every time a world war starts around here,
Yeah.
nuclear war. Anytime nuclear war, that's 4th of July for them.
so that's what
Like,
happened.
yes, decent. Sorry.
So after that, they were coming down to come talk to us. One of their boys crashed, but some of the people made it. What do you call those people? Ambassadors, I guess.
Yeah.
That, yeah.
I call them kamikaze pilots.
So let's just say some alien ambassadors came down. One of them were stupid, and they crashed. And but the ones that landed, they were talking to President Truman at the time, and
that motherfucker.
they basically signed a treaty, I guess, or an agreement, and they packed up their shit, took their shit out of here. We said we're not gonna blow up anybody anymore. The aliens took their stuff, and then that's when the whole cover up happened. Bam, shut it all down.
Well, I don't know. I mean, why would they sign? Are you talking about like the alien signing agreement with Truman?
No, I think he was saying just. What? Hold on. What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the aliens.
Motherfuckers are afraid of Truman.
No. No. So the aliens came down to talk to us.
I
not to blow
love
each
Jim
other
Carrey
up,
as much
right?
as the next man, but that show didn't. When
They came down, told us to stop blowing each other up. We basically said we won't, and they took their technology back. Their guy that crashed, like, oh, we're just gonna take our guy, take our shit, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Don't let me catch you blowing each other up again.
Yeah.
well,
Back, motherfucker.
yeah, maybe.
Just
maybe.
wait till Russia pops off and fucking lights went off in Ukraine, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And
That's what I was saying. It's like wait till
with-
everything starts flashing, and it's gonna be like the 4th of July for them. It's like what? Again?
And with that controversial thing, I think we should all go get a beer, and that's what we're gonna do. So see you when we get back. Okay, so Matt, what I was saying on my thing,
Yeah.
was Casey had gone into it. It's like my reasoning where I thought the aliens showed up, if there was aliens, we just blew up half the Earth,
Yeah.
Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and they saw that from a distance. Like, oh fuck, it showed up.
Oh, that's
Which
actually
Casey-
good.
Casey has gotten into. It's like, but
Yeah.
that's what I said.
That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good actually theory. Minus,
That's
I
what I was
don't.
saying. The 4th of
I
July
don't.
thing.
I don't
It's just
know
like
if
it's
they,
just
they would
like
actually
it's like,
fall
ooh.
and crash though.
Yeah. So, Casey, take it away with the 70s, bro.
No, so in '78, Friedman, he's a UFO researcher. He goes back and he interviews what's his name, fucking Marcel,
Yeah.
and Marcel still states that the the so claimed weather balloon was not a weather balloon, and then that quote that I stated earlier was a quote that he said in that interview. Something
Well, it wasn't a
but
weather balloon. It was a drift loom. It was the first Pokemon encounter in real life.
Here,
but with Friedman,
just summarize it in your own words. What exactly did he say in the 70s?
he basically said that he's never seen this material before. It wasn't a weather balloon, and I'm pretty sure in a separate interview, I think the stuff that because he, the picture that they took with him in the office. I'm pretty sure that he said that the stuff that was in that office was not the stuff that he found at the crash
Okay.
site.
So we had already we already talked about the 70s, didn't we? Because that's all that was said was he debunked it.
What was that?
We already talked about the 70s because we talked about the material, right?
Well, no, that was what's it called? That was before the '70s. That was in '47.
Oh,
So
what
in,
happened?
so
what
in
happened in-
'78, that's when Stanton Freeman came in, and that's when he's the one who brought the Roswell stuff. He got it all popular again, and he was the one who went back and interviewed the retired officer Marcel,
I don't think you're supposed to use that
the
word. It's supposed to
intelligence
be mentally
officer,
challenged.
and he also interviewed other military and civilians that were there during that time too, and he concluded that it was a massive cover up.
Oh, how massive was this? Like, what were the specifics of this cover up?
Talk about inches.
He called it a cosmic Watergate.
Oh, hell
God.
yeah.
What,
Damn, dude, he
what,
must
It was
have been
definitely wet.
packing.
what
It
did
was
they
wet.
say that he covered up exactly? Just it as a whole, or
Well, it
like
was
certain
big.
aspects,
There's a couple holes.
materials? What's going on? Autopsies.
The cover up included details of the crash site, the materials, the spacecraft, and alien bodies.
And he pretty much just said, like, bro, everything they said about all this shit was a lie.
Basically, he said they
Aliens are real. This was alien spacecraft. They got an alien. They fucking did an autopsy on this son of a bitch. Everything.
God is dead.
there's a I don't know who it was, but it was like she's like the stepdaughter of some general, but
Did she get stuck in the dryer?
I was just gonna ask. I was just gonna ask. Did she get stuck?
so in '97 the Air Force released another report as to why there was bodies found, why there was reports of bodies being found.
Yeah, and that's the alien autopsy, correct?
No,
The one that went viral, or is that
no, they said it was just
or is that something different?
they said it was just because they were testing parachute effects on dummies in the desert, and this was in the 1950s. And oh yeah, we're just,
Sorry, I'm just trying to give
Did you-
context to stuff. That's the only reason I'm asking these
Did you
questions.
guys all see
Yeah.
the videos of those parachute things?
yeah. So they were just dropping bodies.
I didn't, but go ahead and continue, Casey.
Sorry, I'm not trying
So
to
they
interrupt.
were
It's just
dropping
I
these,
watched these.
They were dropping these bodies to test the effects of parachutes. I guess I don't know what the fuck they were doing. But
1997.
1950s,
Oh,
97 is when they released the report. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying when they released it because I was watching these. Oh, that guy looks like Trenton.
yeah,
What was Trenton doing back then? Trenton's an alien.
They were testing the
100%.
They were testing the effects of parachute jumping on humans by dropping dummies in New Mexico. Oh, anyway, but when they were doing that dummy testing, that was in the 1950s. So obviously that was after Roswell. But they said
Yes.
due to compression, people were getting the times mixed up. And
Because of compression?
yeah, they said it said
Like witnesses were.
yeah,
And they said compression, not LSD.
yeah. But another
What the
discrepancy,
fuck do they mean by compression?
like basically like you're just mixing up two events that happened a long time ago, but you just think they happened at like you're just blurring them together
Well,
basically.
honestly, that sounds fucking stupid.
Well,
Like,
in a
honestly,
realistic, not
They had
in
a.
those
They
serious.
could have just blamed on LSD. I mean, they were running those tests anyways.
With important things like that, well, maybe unless they're tedious, but like to be honest, like a month will go by when I'm at work and it all seems like one fucking day. Like I can't remember which thing happened this week and which didn't. But that's also not shit. Yeah, like that. That's me dealing with idiots all day.
Anyway, so the bodies in the project that they were dropping for the parachute shit, those the bodies are 6 feet tall, but the reported sighting bodies that they found from the Roswell crash were only 4 foot tall. So that's a discrepancy.
Yeah.
And then also in 1947, all the all the records for the Roswell incident in 1947 were requested, but it was found that all the records from that time, from January to October, had been destroyed, and the organization who destroyed the files and who had the authority to do so, were never found.
Mm. Okay, is that it? All?
Yeah.
What
Okay,
did
so
you say?
We'll put
How
a cut
big were
there.
how big were the dummies? The heights?
4 foot tall.
The dummies were
4
six
foot.
foot tall, but the bodies from the incident were
Oh,
reported only
okay.
4 foot tall.
Okay. And
It says
so
average male height.
at that time was 5'8".
For
Yeah,
I
male
I was
believe.
I was looking at Russian height, 5 foot 5.
11. Oh, what? At that time, the average height of Russians
Yeah,
was
they,
It
5'5",
females.
could have
It's
been
wasn't it?
it's
5'6"
females.
at that
Females.
time. Yeah.
It was females that are 5 foot 5
Okay.
I
in
feel like
Russia.
I feel like Russia's height was way higher than
Oh
that.
no, that's 2022. My bad.
With all that information we just absorbed, we can probably pin it to many things we've seen in pop culture, whether it's movies or music or what have you. I don't care, but what's something majorly Roswell inspired that you've seen in pop culture, Matt?
So tons of things. Destroy all humans.
Destroy
That's
All
pretty
Humans.
fucking great.
Great
That's a great
fucking
game.
game. Yeah.
No, tons of things.
Yeah.
So it did technically spark.
Did it spark you with the Roswell thing? Like, is that what got you into it?
Well, for the most part, like it is like the godfather of all. I mean, not saying all conspiracies, but for the most part, anything that's alien related, everything kind of did pinpoint that was the birth of the place
Yeah, it went
over
back
in
to Roswell.
New Mexico. Yeah. A lot of things did. We've had years and years to debunk it or change it or franchise off it, make money. Like it is still it's pop culture, whether you look at it good or bad, kind of thing. It's there.
Yeah.
You talk about aliens.
that
It's
was-
impossible not to mention.
Yeah, and that
Roswell.
style of alien, like that's what originated there.
The gray.
They say the little green man, but it's
The little
gray
green
man.
man. Yeah.
The,
You
the
stereotypical.
the alien head, as people would say.
The alien
that's where
head.
That one fucking came from. The original OG fucking alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's been spread all across fucking social media, but no, fucking pop culture.
hmm
The little green or gray men.
Yeah. So it
Um,
has had an important impact, I think, on
Yeah.
culture and just a new way of thinking about what's out there, kind of thing. A lot of people wouldn't
Oh, yeah.
think. A lot of people don't look up, but there's one way to think outside the box. Is what if there's other life out there? And if
Yeah.
it wasn't for Roswell, I mean, people, we'd still be living inside of a globe, kind of thing,
Yeah.
and not,
Did you get into it from pop culture like most of us did, or were you just already into it and then found the pop culture after?
I guess it was a little bit of both. But what's there not to love about Roswell? There's government conspiracy, aliens,
There's his relationship with Rachel.
Cover up.
Oh yeah, there's multiple fucking cover-ups in this.
There's still
shit.
stuff that we haven't even gotten into.
Oh yeah, we'll probably talk about it later in a future episode, like
Yep.
the Men in Black and what have you. But
Casey, say both for me again.
Both.
Yeah, see, only aliens put an L between the T and H.
Both.
Or before the T and H.
okay.
Okay.
Now, as far as it goes with me when it comes to pop culture, like I probably Roswell. I fucking got into that before I got into most pop culture shit, and then like I found the pop culture stuff afterwards. Like I had already known about Roswell just because of watching, like documentaries and shit with my dad and stuff like that. But like, all the Roswell shit that came afterwards, like Paul, that fucking movie, fucking love it, or X-Files. Oh my god, every fucking thing that had to deal with it is like, because I already knew somewhat about the story, and I was a bit of a skeptic, but I really fucking loved everything pop culture did with it. And it really not necessarily made me believe more, but maybe fucking just crave more information about it. Maybe look it up more. Maybe just get into it. And with that, I would like to thank everybody for listening. We probably didn't get to everything Roswell related, but we will probably do another episode based on other alien things and touch on Roswell some more. So if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and thank you guys. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in for Roswell. Our next episode will be on Titanic. It will be released on May 8th.